Good morning, children. How are you all today? Welcome to our social session. Hope you all are doing well. The given work is finished, I hope. Children, in the earlier class, we have studied about the landforms. Do you remember about the landforms of Telangana? Some of the hill ranges which I represented yesterday on the map of Telangana. Have you done the work of pointing out these landforms on the map? If you haven't, I'll show you the map of Telangana, which divides Telangana into upper Telangana plateau and lower Telangana plateau. And you point out where the Satmala hills are, the Bagalghat Pass, and even the Rocky Hills and other hills which we have discussed, like Anantagiri Hills and other hills which we have discussed in yesterday's class. So the other forms of the landforms, if we see, one of the most important landform is delta. What is a delta? While discussing about the rivers, I told you very clearly that when this stream joins into the main sea, it divides into small streams. The big river divides into small streams and joins into the big sea. So while it divides, it creates a triangle shaped land. It creates a triangle shaped land. This is how the river gets divided and joins into the sea. So this triangle shaped land, we call it as delta. And Telangana has two perennial rivers. One is Godavari, river Godavari, and the other is river Krishna. So these rivers, while flowing and joining into the Bay of Bengal, gets divided into small streams and they form into delta. That's the reason we call this as Godavari Delta region and Krishna Delta region. Krishna Delta region. These two deltas are very wide deltas which appears on the eastern coast of India, okay, and they are also very prosperous for agricultural production. We shall discuss about these deltas in detail by taking a village located on the delta and see them in more detail and depth. So these deltas, as I said, are very prosperous for agricultural production because availability of water will be present for throughout the year, and you can cultivate 3 crops in a year. The climatic conditions, the water availability and the soil terrain are most suitable for the cultivation in these areas. That's the reason these areas we consider them as agriculturally prosperous areas. So today we discuss about a village which is located in the Krishna Delta called as Penamakuru. This is a village which is located in Krishna Delta. A village which is located in Krishna Delta. Penamakuru is a village which is located away from Vijayawada. You know Vijayawada? Have you gone to Vijayawada? Vijayawada is located on the northern bank of river Krishna. So when we traveled to Penamakuru, I'll take you to Penamakuru now. Will you all join me? I'll take you to Penamakuru. So when we started from Vijayawada, after crossing 3 kilometers, we reached a village called as Vuyur. Okay, from Vuyur, we need to go further 3 kilometers in order to reach the village called as Penamakuru. And in order to reach Penamakuru, we have to cross a canal, Bandar Canal. Okay, this Bandar Canal is actually taken out from the Krishna river. Okay, this Krishna river, we have constructed a barrage at Vijayawada called as Prakasham Barrage. And from that Prakasham barrage, one canal is taken out called as Bandar Canal, and this Bandar Canal provides water to this Penamakuru. And Penamakuru is so strategically located, it is in between Krishna river on its west side and in between Bandar Canal. Between these two important water sources, Penamakuru is located. This is Penamakuru. Between Krishna river and Bandar Canal, Penamakuru is located. So there are many small streams which are taken out from the Bandar Canal in order to cultivate the land of Penamakuru. The kind of soils which we find there, as I told you, generally deltas have very fertile soils. So here we find alluvium soils. Alluvium soils, which we also call them as fertile soils. These alluvium soils are mostly found there. And to a depth of 15 feet, you find even black clay soils, or we call them as Nalla Ragadi, and alluvium soils we call them as Ondrubhumi. So these kind of fertile soils are available, and black soils are very moisture retentive, and during the times of dry season they get cracks which allows them to self flow. So they break and forms like a cracks, and they allow for the aeration, because of which they remain very fertile, and moisture retentive capacity is also very high. To the north-west side of Penamakuru, you find some sandy soils. Okay, they are located at a very little height, but almost most of the region in the Penamakuru is either with alluvium soils or with the black soils, which are very fertile. And if the water facility from the Prakasham barrage, if the water is available from the into the canal, then you can take out at least 2 to 3 crops every year. 2 to 3 crops. And you know, children, every year when floods occur, they bring lot of silt, and it also silt in the sense the humus, the decayed material of the plants and animals, these things, okay, called as silt, will be brought by these flooded water, and they again enrich the existing soil. So because of that, they remain very fertile. So this occurs every year, once or the other time the floods occur in this region. Because of that, the soils become more rich in the nutrients. This is how Penamakuru is very rich in the agricultural prospects. Tomorrow we shall learn much about the Penamakuru in detail. What are the occupations observed in this Penamakuru? What is the lifestyle of the people, and remaining things about the Penamakuru. But now I will show you the map of Telangana, which has divided the Telangana into this brownish color area is called as the Upper Telangana Plateau, whereas the orange color part is called as the Lower Telangana Plateau. Warangal is located in the Lower Telangana Plateau, whereas Hyderabad, Secunderabad and Rangareddy, Siddipet, these places are located in the Upper Telangana region. And we also learned that this region receives a very high rainfall, whereas this region receives very less rainfall. The southern Telangana receives very less rainfall, whereas the northern Telangana receives very high rainfall. And this is how the Godavari enters into Telangana. It enters in the Nirmal district at a place called as Basara, which is famous for a Saraswati Devi temple. Okay, there the Godavari enters into Telangana, and from there it flows across Telangana, and from the East Godavari and West Godavari, it enters into Andhra Pradesh. At the edge of Khammam, it ends there and it enters into Andhra Pradesh. And from the place called as Antarvedi, Godavari joins into Bay of Bengal. That's the course of Godavari. Whereas Krishna enters into Telangana at Mahbub Nagar district. From Mahbub Nagar district, it enters into Telangana, and it flows across the Mahbub Nagar and the Nalgonda districts of Telangana, and then it enters into Krishna district, the Krishna river, Krishna district, and even Vijayawada is also located in the Krishna district on the northern bank of Krishna. And from there, a place called as Divisima, it joins into Bay of Bengal. So Divisima is the delta region of Krishna district, Krishna river, whereas Antarvedi is the delta region of the Godavari river. So this is how we can learn about the Penamakuru. In the next class, we shall further understand about the Penamakuru in detail. Thank you, children.